Hello, my family. We are going to be doing a Mediterranean dish tonight. And probably one that you don't see very often here on YouTube, except for maybe those who are in the UK or those who are in the Mediterranean areas. Me and my husband happen to like this dish, and the other one is the side. What we are doing is we are going to be doing a roasted garlic lemon roasted artichoke, and then we are going to have cannellini beans, the Mediterranean cannellini beans. I want to say, first of all, I went to my P.O. box. Y'all, my cup runneth over. I was absolutely amazed at what I saw when I went to go to my P.O. box. God bless you all. All of you who did the kind, beautiful things that you did. Thank you so much, from our homestead to yours. The cards are amazing, y'all. We just absolutely love hearing from you, and that was so sweet and so heart-touching, along with all the other packages. I just thank you all. Also, to the one who came to me, y'all, just know this. Just because there's a P.O. box don't mean that you're not a part of the family. If you can't send anything, a letter is absolutely fine. If you wanted to do anything, and even if you didn't want to, I have an email. Email me. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't matter what you do. You're always considered family no matter what. So I just wanted to make that sure. So we are going to make some, as it shows here. Grandma's going to make some good things happen in our kitchen. One tonight, we're doing 100% Mediterranean food, and I'm going to show you how to use or how to cook an artichoke. There are several different ways of doing that, but in one of these dishes, we are going to, I'm going to show you something on a promotion deal. Now, this is from the Russell Company, and they had sent a product that I am going to be using this evening on one of our dishes tonight. So I will be right back. Alright, y'all. So this is a product that comes from the Russell Company. Also, there will be a special code for you under my name. I will put all of this in the description box below. It will be a code for Carrie 2023. Make sure you use that code because there will be a 15% discount should you order this before January the 1st, 2024. It is only good until then. What we are going to be dealing with today is a really nice induction stove. At the end of this video, there will be a special message, so hang on until the end of this video and I will let you know what that special message will be. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to open up this box together, and I'm going to show you exactly what was sent to us and what we are going to test together. This is how I test everything that comes to us. I will work with it, well, what we're incorporating in our homestead, so that way you could see everything in action. So let me fix this where you can see what we've got. Alright, so the packaging came in quite well. It looks like, I'm not sure, this is a London Shine induction cook stove, cooktop. This thing can be used as a cook stove, it says, or to be used as an insert for your for an island. So it's not just your ordinary cook stove. Let me move this box out of the way. It does come double boxed, as you can see here. And then this package comes into this box right here. And we're going to open this up and see what this is like. I always do these with you so that you can see. And it does have a nice, looks like, foam covering on this. Yes, this thing is well protected, y'all. Let me pull this. Yeah, this is well protected. So let me get this pulled out of the box and we'll be right back. Alright, this thing is totally encased inside of the styrofoam block. It, according to what this box said, this has 9 power levels. Hang on a minute. So sorry for the sirens, y'all. It's got 9 power levels, touch control, child lock. The maximum power on this, though, y'all, is 1800 watts. Where it's 120 volts, so whatever you use, make sure your amp breakers are at least 20 amps when using this. And it looks like, yes, this is an insert, just as it says. You can literally insert this. You can use it just as it is here on a tabletop, or you can put this inside and set it up as a cook stove on an island. So this is, it looks really nice. Our next step, though, is we are going to test this out. We're going to cook on this. I am going to be using my enamel cast iron pot and my 3-quart. We'll see how this works, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so in case you or some might have wondered, what is an artichoke? This is an artichoke. These are full of fiber. They're actually really good. And how we would eat them, you would think that, how would you eat these? But actually, these leaves are actually kind of meaty, a plant-based meaty. These could be used steamed, roasted, filled with stuffing. They're dipped in either hollandaise sauce, or like I'm going to be doing a roasted garlic butter. And you just, with your teeth, scrape the insides of the leaves for the meatiness, or you can even eat them with the stuffing on top. And then you have your heart in the center, which is the treat, basically, that we go for. There are several ways of cooking these. As far as the cooking part, one, you can steam these. Another, some people will boil them. And then another, which we are going to do, is we are going to roast them. And I'm going to be using the roasting pan that I will put, again, the roaster that we had. And this will be put in the description box. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love this one. And we're going to be using it again on these and covered with aluminum foil. So I will put the description link, or not description, in the description box. I will put the link for this pan along with the induction stove at the same time, and we'll get to that one in a minute. First, we need to get these in the oven, which is preset for 350 degrees. Now, how we clean this is I want to go and take the stem as close as I can to the bottom of this, if you can see that right about there where that line is. So we want to cut this off. Actually, I'm going to pull some of this back so I can get back there. And that's still fresh. You can hear that crunch. So we want to cut this off. Now I'm going to take a pair of kitchen shears. And we're going to cut these leaves. We're going to cut the tips off, because these tips actually have little thorn stickers on the top of them. So we just want to kind of blunt it off like so at this point. And then we're going to take a sharp knife, and we're going to do about 1 inch to 1.5 inches off the very tops. Now I'm going to stop right here from doing that and cut this top off. I'm going to use this knife right here. So we want to cut right about there on this, which leaves, you're going to cut that part off. We're just going to cut right down through here. And actually, I want to cut a little more than that. I'm going to get one with a better serrated blade. There we go. That's better. I'm using a good bread knife for that one. You just want to cut that off just like that. Now we're going to take our scissors and finish trimming the rest of these leaves off. Just like so. And now I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to come right through the back side, and I want to cut this directly down in half. All the way through it. Now this part in here, you don't want to eat any of this fuzziness. Now it is at this moment hard to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to roast it, and when it gets soft enough, I will be pulling all of this out, and the purplish top centers. All of this will be pulled out of our artichoke once it's baked. So in the meantime, we're going to get a bowl, and we're going to fill it with some water and some lemon. That keeps this from turning dark and brown. So let me get that filled, and then we will let these soak in there for a minute. Okay, so we are using fresh lemons, and I am adding them to my water, and then I'm just going to take my artichokes like now, and I'm just going to put them into the nice cold water and let these sit for a few minutes. And in the meantime, go ahead and fix our other one. Let that sit in here in this lemon water, and then we will be adding this to our roasting pan. So once I get this one finished, we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so we had these soaking a little bit in cold lemon water. Now we're going to take our artichoke halves, and we're going to drizzle some olive oil all over these. Turn these over and do this on the outside as well. And don't be afraid to coat them. I mean, these, it's not going to hurt these. I'm going to go ahead and coat these up a little bit. Just like so. Just a little bit on this one. And now I'm going to drop some of this garlic in here. And we're going to roast this with it. Now we will be using this garlic later after it's roasted inside of our garlic butter. So now with this on here, I'm going to take each one of these. That one just does not want to hold. I'm going to turn these upside down in our baking dish with that garlic set inside of this. Just like so. Now remember, we're going to remove the fuzzy part in here later. We're not going to eat that part. And just turn this. Okay, you want to just lay there? Let's lay there. We'll put you on top. And now from the lemons that we had earlier, we're going to address each artichoke with some lemons on top. Y'all, you can't get no better than this when it comes to Mediterranean foods. And yes, this would be considered rather a vegetarian thing, but it's so good. I have been eating artichokes for years, and I absolutely love this. And like I said, there is several ways of eating this. Get my hands washed right quick. You can even, if you didn't want to just do it just like this, you can fill them, like I said, with breadcrumbs and Parmesan, or just Parmesan. There's just so many ways of eating an artichoke. But I encourage you, some will even pull off all of these leaves and just have the heart. To me, that's kind of a waste, because the whole artichoke is amazing. And I would prefer to actually have the leaves as well. Like I said, they're full of fiber and good vitamins. So now we're going to take our artichokes. We're going to cover it with aluminum foil. And we're going to pop these in our oven. Like I said, I have mine at 350 degrees. We're going to try it about 30 minutes. Hang on, let me get this. We'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to try it about 30 minutes and see how tender they are. You want those leaves that are really tender, especially if you're going to use them to eat with. So now we will wait for this to bake. Check them. If they need to go longer, we'll go longer. And in the end of this, I will let you know at 350 degrees how long it actually took to roast these. The second thing I wanted to show you was our little Marlin Brando. We like that name. We both agreed, but it's going to take me some time to get used to the name. But Marlin is doing very, very well, y'all. He's getting that sourdough. He's definitely getting that sourdough scent. Look at all those bubbles. This is a sourdough that's active. This is a sourdough that's going to make it. And this is going to be one that will make bread in the future. No problem. The only thing is, again, Marlin, because it's cool in the house, is taking a while to rise and drop. So he's not quite ready yet for making breads. But he is on his way. So he still requires from here. And like I told you during the live feed, he does require being fed every single day, or at least every evening. If yours still tends to have water going to it after you do the 1-1-1 ratio of 50, 50, and 50, feed it twice a day. It means you've got an extremely active sourdough. The other thing that you can do to slow it down, like this one is, you can leave it in a little cooler place to allow it to rise and fall a little slower than it would assume within 4 hours, and then automatically getting hungry again. So this one here, I guess it's doing quite well because it's in not refrigeration, but it cooler, and it takes a little longer to feed it. So I would say, if for that fact, this would be one that would have to be fed twice a day, because this one here is really, really more active than I thought it would be. So it's doing great. We're going to keep it up and just feed it every day. So if you reached it with me and you're past your day 3, this one here is on day 7 or 8. And so we are about a week into this, and we're having to feed it every day now. So just know, for those who ask, what do I do? You just feed it up until the point, and I would feed it at least for 2 weeks. And I know it could get costly, y'all, throwing away discard, and it seems like you're doing a waste. Technically, for the beginning, it would be, but please don't just cash it off because you feel like you're wasting it. At least 2 weeks. And then after that, if you wanted to, you could feed it once, put it in your refrigerator, because at this point, a matter of fact, let's do a float test, because this baby has reached its peak point at this point. So you want to know if your starter dough is ready. This is a good example for me to show you. Let's see. Is this sourdough ready? Let's do the float test and find out. It has gotten to its peak point, and now it's going to start dropping because the dome has fallen in. So this is when I want to test it. Let me find a clear, this one will work. We are just going to get some water right here. And I am going to take just a little bit of this starter at the top here. We're going to drop it and see, does this float or does this sink? What do you see? That bad boy is floating at the top. Y'all, so some of this is floating, some it is not. But this is very close to be used for baking. Now, it has just now dropped. So, I'm going to say within the next week, this is absolutely going to be ready completely for baking. If it started to float at the top, so this is very, very close to go ahead and start. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to, if yours does that and it does float to the top, take the discard, make you something simple, make you some waffles out of it, make you some pancakes out of it. You don't even have to waste it. That floated, go ahead and do that. But please know, this is quite not ready for bread because it did sink. It did not last long. So it still needs some work, and it's reaching its sourdough scent, but not quite there. So great to keep your discard for pancakes and waffles, but not for bread making just yet. Okay, y'all, so we are still waiting on our artichokes. It's taking a little more than 30 minutes, and I guess mine are pretty good size, so it may have a part of that. Now, as far as this induction stove, we're actually going to go ahead and plug this in. I have read the reviews, y'all, and I will tell you, they have a good list of reviews. So the reviews have been really, really good as far as what I've seen on this. People really like this. Like I said, I've never operated anything like this before, even for myself. Alright, so we turn our on button. This right here, it has an up and down adjustment. It has a lock on this so that if you have this induction stove built in on your counter, this thing has a child safety lock. So if you hit that lock, nobody can literally turn this on. Also has a timer evidently on this thing. This is actually an amazing piece of equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start our induction. We're going to go ahead and put it on this one right here. I've never done this before, y'all, so I am actually trying to do this. And I have this enamel cast iron skillet. We're going to see if this will work on this. Okay, so I got to select the burner, which would be this one right here. Okay, so we've got this on. That heats pretty quick, like seriously pretty quick. I'm going to see if I can turn this down. It would help if I knew what I was doing here. Yes, that heats that up pretty good. Alright, so let's make our cannelli beans. We are going to actually start adding our olive oil into our pan. And then we're going to add our garlic. You know I've done this one before, so what we're doing is testing the ability of this pan and on this induction stove to see how this works. This pan is already getting warm. Okay, so in order to lower the temp on this, you would hit the device that it's on. Go up one more. Okay, so you would hit the section that you're on. It has a burner 1, which here, or a top burner on this, and then you will hit your level. Mine is at a medium right now. Now I am actually going to add my garlic. This does have somewhat of a sound to it. Sounds like an air fryer actually. Now we need 3 to 4 cloves of garlic minced. Yeah, it might be just a little bit too much here. Okay, that's about it. Now I'm going to saute this a little bit. Not too long, and I'm going to go ahead and throw in my cannellini beans. And I have the blessings of trying organics. I've never done that before. We don't have any available, so I have been gifted with some organic ones that I am looking forward to actually doing with these, or working with these. And now I'm going to add a half a cup of water to this as well. Or you could use chicken broth, either way. And we're going to let these beans sit here and cook. until we have most of the water absorbed by our beans. So once we get this absorbed, we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so we have our beans nice and creamy at this point, and I'm going to actually add some more to this. I'm going to add some green onions to it. I'm going to add some more of our olive oil. So then I'm also going to go ahead and add our cherry tomatoes to our dish. And I'm making more of it because hubby decided instead of chicken soup that I was going to do for him, he wanted some of these cannellini beans. So, and I told him absolutely. So now we're going to add a little bit of, now here is another one. Y'all, this, holy smokes, I got super excited. This came as a very good gift to me, and I was super ecstatic. I have some allp pepper to try, so, and I have been wanting to do this. I'm so excited. So we're going to add that to our beans tonight. So we need a teaspoon of allp pepper, and then we need a half a teaspoon of cumin. Go ahead and add my teaspoon of allp pepper. I am so excited for this. I about leaped up and down for joy when I saw this. And then I am going to add a half a teaspoon of cumin as well. Add some salt and some pepper, and I need just a little bit of, I'm using Himalayan sea salt because that's my favorite. And then we need some pepper to add to this, and I did not mean to bump that, y'all. This thing here is beautiful so far. It's working absolutely fantastic. It's got a nice temperature range. It's not hurting my beans at all, unlike how my other stove can basically go a little crazy on this. This is actually cooking fairly even, nicely. I'm highly impressed. Since I've never used one of these before, I am really impressed with this. Okay, and now I'm going to use a half of the juice of a half a lemon in here. So I'm going to get my lemon press. We will be right back. Okay, y'all, so now we're just going to go ahead and do our lemons. Just like so, just one lemon. I'm going to go ahead and snip some parsley, and we're going to add some fresh parsley to this as well. I'm just going to go ahead and snip some of this off. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I had bought some, and I like to keep it fresh on my counter. And the way you can keep it fresh longer is if you buy it from the grocery store, just fill it up in just put it in a mason jar, fill it up with some cold water, and this will last you a bit. Every other day I try to change out the water just to keep it longer, and I get fresh parsley, especially when it's hard to grow this time of year. So now I'm just going to go ahead and, okay. Hang on a second here. We'll be right back. Alright, y'all, so we just turned our power off, and we're just going to add this here. This turned completely off, and now we're just going to allow this to cool down. In the meantime, we're going to take and mix this all together, and we will be right back with you, and I'll show you what this dish looks like. That has got to be about the prettiest set of beans I have ever eaten in my life. These are my go-to, like I told you all. So I'm going to plate up our plates, and we will be right back to our final of this video. Okay, y'all, so here is the last and final plating. We have our roasted artichokes with our roasted garlic butter, and then we have our cannellini beans. So this is our Mediterranean supper for this evening, and I'm going to set you up to do our final. And that will be the end of this video, y'all. So I have the beans in other videos before this one here. I didn't want to just keep redoing the repeat on you on those. Also, in the description, I will send you the link to where, if you are interested in the induction stove, I will tell you, based on what we have done right here in front of you, I have found this to be a beautiful piece of equipment, to be honest with you. Now, I will tell you the price of this is about $269. They have fantastic reviews. It came beautifully packaged, as you've seen. They really take care of what they have. So I will tell you, it is kind of high right now, but they are offering a 15% discount for the rest of this year up until January the 1st of the new year. I will put the code in there for you to be able to get that 15% discount if you are interested in this product. So at that point, you all, so this concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do for my family, for me, for everything that you have sacrificed for, and for everything that you have sent our way. Y'all are just, you're amazing folks. I couldn't be happier and prouder and blessed to have you as my family. We are looking to do another live about Christmas or just before Christmas with you. I will give you, because so many of you missed it and you were sad about that, I am going to give you at least 24 hours heads up before we do that live video. So, and please forgive me. There's really not much to say about a recipe to this video, because basically you got to see us working at it, and it's just that simple. Part of Mediterranean really isn't much of a recipe as it is putting things together. So this is one that everybody can do. So I love you all. We're fixing to go ahead and start our supper. And until next time, much love to each and every one of you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.